So, good morning everyone. I am Rina Birubin and my assigned topic it is all about social linguistic varieties of Philippine English by Lamzon. So, before we proceed in our topic, let's know what is the definition of social linguistics. So, social linguistic it is the study of language in relation to social factors including differences of regional, class, occupational dialect, gender differences and bilingualism. So, social linguistic in word social which related to a society. So when we say linguistic, which is related to a certain language. So social linguistic in general, it is a study of the relationship between language and society. So next is Lamazon's 1967 study significantly advanced the understanding of Philippine English, detailing its linguistic features and exploring the impact of language, contact, and bilingualism in the multilingual society. So, Lamazon's study essentially took a close look at how this melting process has changed English. So, creating a distinct version called Philippine English. So, linguistic features, it documented this specific grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation patterns found in Philippine English. So, Kinino is it helps us to understand how English has adapted to the Philippine context. So, language contact, this kaninga study is nag-explore how English has interact with the other Philippine language. And then bilingualism is a common experience in the Philippines and that or this has influenced how people speak and write English. So next is official language in the Philippines. English and Filipino, a standardized form of Tagalog, are the official language. So in the Philippines, Filipino and English are the official language. So, ang Filipino now is serve as a national language. Then, it aims to unify the country's diverse linguistic group. While ang English is nag-introduce during American colonial period, is widely used in government, education, businesses, and media. So, Filipinos are typically bilingual, using Filipino for casual conversation and English is for a formal or professional settings. So, this bilingualism reflects the country histories with English also acting as a bridge language across different regions. So, both language are used in government, though ang English is mo-dominate siya in legal and technical context. So next is colonial history. The Philippines was a Spanish colony for over 300 years. But after American control in 1898, English became a major language of instruction in school. So, colonial history, the Philippines was colonized by Spanish for over 300 years. And the Spanish was the dominant language. So, however, when the United States took control in 1898, ilang gi-introduce ang English sa school. English is more quickly to spread and became more widely spoken than Spanish, particularly among educated Filipinos. So next is we have three varieties of Philippine English. So first is Acrolect, second Mesolect, and third Basilect. So first is Acrolect. So Acrolect it is refers to the most prestigious or formal variety of language, often used in professional, academic, or official settings. So when we say Acrolect is mo ni siya ang formal variety of language nga ginagamit sa mga professionals or ginagamit sa mga academics or sa mga uban pang social settings like example, formal speech conversation and business, corporate communication and academic professional writing. So we have here an example of acrolect in a formal speech conversation. So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored to stand before you today to discuss the important issues regarding climate change and its effects on our nation. So, that is the example of acrolect informal speech conversation. So, the second varieties of Philippine English is mesolect. Mesolect, it is refers to variety of English that is less formal than acrolect, but still more standard and refined than the basilect, the most colloquial or regional variety. So, when we say mesolect, no, it is the variety of language that kanang nahulog na siya into the middle ground between the standard form of acrolect and heavily dialectal for basilect. So, mo na siya mesolect. So, the example of mesolect is casual conversation and business communication. So, we have the example of casual conversation. I'll just check my schedule and I will set a time for the meeting. So, that is the example of casual conversation for the mesolect. So the last variety's Philippine English is basilect. So when we say basilect, it refers to the most colloquial or informal variety of language often influenced by regional dialect and used in everyday casual settings. So when we say basilect, no, kana siya is mga informal variety of language siya kana atong ginagamit everyday sa casual settings. Like example, street local dialect influence and like mga jeepney drivers, mga janitors, mga market vendors and others. So kana nga variety of language dira ginagamit ang basilect. Like example, we have an example of street local dialect influence like dude, this is fun. Let's buy some taho. Like ingana gani. Mo na siyang example sa basilect in the street local dialect influence. Lambzon highlights the diverse varieties of Philippine English, shaped by local language, social factors, and history. He points out the distinction between the formal acrolect and informal basilect. These varieties reflect the dynamic and multifaceted linguistic identity of Filipino. And once again, I am Rina Rubin, and that's end of my topic. Thank you for listening.